Just to let everybody know we're recording.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Jim Duffy.
Jim. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And the guy over there in standing up, Paul, he's the one that sent out that mailer against the referendum.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you on me?
No, I'm just recording because it wasn't set
okay.
up, and
All right.
so I'll just post it afterwards.
Okay.
Do you live in that area then?
I live in Etna. I live out by the Watkins High School.
Gotcha.
The old one, not the new one.
Did you sign the petition?
I did.
Okay.
Down at the park. I'm getting plenty of speed.
It just how
Yeah.
technology. And this is like I said, look.
Okay. Gotcha. It's weird, not weird, but being back in basically a year and a quarter of these kind of
From the
meetings.
Zoom, from
yeah,
the-
so
yeah.
to actually see real live people again. Hi, how are you?
I scrapped it.
All right. Is everybody comfortable? Good. We also, if someone wants to stand back here, you can. Most of the documents that we have are up here, starting with the agenda and all that.
Did you see Frank?
I believe our chairman is coming right now.
On time.
Would you gentlemen want chairs?
Oh, we gotta go on that.
Chairs.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, yeah.
Ready?
Who are you? Hi. I'm sitting where Brian needs supposed to sit.
That's all right. I
Move
can
around,
move.
buddy. Jeez. Just keep me on your toes.
And we think Susie or Brian might be joining us from the SLS.
Yeah.
But, who knows?
We got next.
No, she should be here. Looks like Kent Mallet is on. Freddie will tell.
Yeah.
Are we close?
Close, you got 2 minutes.
We got a flag?
We do right behind you.
All right.
And I apologize for not having room 8. It was already scheduled. And,
That's right. It's the way I roll.
and it is being live streamed somewhere.
Over
Over there? Okay.
And then we have Zoom going over here right now. We have Kent Mallet.
Hello, Kent. We haven't seen Kent for a while.
Kent's doing the Zoom, huh? Tell me when, Brian.
We are.
This July 9th meeting of the Licking County Board of Elections will come to order. We call roll, please.
Chairman Freddie Littell,
Here.
Melinda Miller,
Yes.
Dave Rhodes,
Yes.
Richard Salvage.
Can we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Led by Mr. Jim Duffy.
I
pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Would you give it to you, Brian, or minutes?
Any minutes, you're given minutes, sent minutes earlier. Any additions or corrections?
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Melinda. Any discussion? And then call roll, please.
Freddie,
Yes?
Melinda,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
As with the financials, we put June's in there. Also the year to date, we spent about half the budget. With being half the year gone, that seems about appropriate. So I don't have any further on June's financials.
Any questions on the financials? Okay.
If it's all right with you, Chairman, we'll move into Secretary of State Communications and try to go through this pretty quickly.
All right.
All right. As normal, we get a weekly reminder. A lot is going on with the August 3rd special election that we do not have. Congressman Stivers is not our congressman. Troy Balderson is. We had a similar thing 2 years ago. But we do not have any special August 3rd. We also got a note then on the 16th from Amanda Granchine. She's the Director of Elections for the SOS. Just talking about inspection of ballots. I think in the public sphere, there's talked about ballots in Arizona. Basically, we can't let people walk off with any ballots. That's been part of our election, so we will not do that.
That's crazy. Making a mess.
The 21st, NCOA reminder, our NCOA, and that's National Change of Address. We work with the U.S. Postal Service to update our rolls. That went out. What did you say, Luke? 230?
203.
Okay. Went out. That is a normal thing we do every year. We then, on the 24th, David Staggs is our new cybersecurity liaison. We had a lot of directives since 19 on updating IT and everything. He's our new one for our county. He met with us, Taylor Beard, and Darren as well, the head of IT. So that was a good meeting. I will have a little work coming up. On the 28th was just another weekly reminder. August 3rd, special election. League of Women Voter hold letter. Basically, there's many lawsuits always, and they're just telling us to hold and secure ballots and provisional envelopes and things like that. And then lastly, or not lastly, but the EAC, the Election Administration, is going to do an audit of the federal funds. We got CARES funds. I think everybody heard of that particular package. We also got HAVA funds, Help America Vote Act funds, and so they're going to come in and audit. They're really looking at over $5,000 of equipment we purchased. We really did not purchase a lot of equipment. We spent most of our funds on absentee ballots and that mailing, and then also beefing up our part-time staff during the November election. So Luke and I sat through a webinar on that. So that is all with the SOS information.
So office update, nonpartisan, and issues update deadline August 4th at 4 p.m.
I want to just send around, the people that have filed and the issues that have filed. We have probably about 180 offices up in November, so if any of the public is thinking about running for election, get your petitions in. I think I only got 5 candidates in so far. Quite a bit on the ballot for issues, though we expect quite a bit more to come in on issues. When they start coming in droves, we'll start sending you an update of the filings. We only keep track of the filings, so those are people that file with us. We do not monitor who takes petitions out or anything like that. Well, we did that quick. Mr. Bird, I'll trouble you to talk about unfinished business and the township referendum.
So an unfinished business, and why most of our guests are here, obviously, at the Edna Township referendum certification. So last month's meeting, which was June 14th, the board had met and considered this petition and what we had looked at that time. And just to recap, I'll read what the motion was from last month's meeting. So at last month's meeting, Richard Salvage had made a motion to accept the validity and sufficiency of signatures and information related to the face of the petition. Melinda Miller provided the second for that, and the motion did carry unanimously 4-0 at that time. After that meeting, proceeding out of caution and making sure that the Board of Elections did everything that we're supposed to do, we did contact the Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, Carolyn Carnes, who acts as the Board of Elections legal counsel. And at that time, Ms. Carnes had sent us a memorandum, and I did want to read that as well. This was to Brian, myself, Luke Burton, and the board from Carolyn Carnes. It says, Brian and Luke, you have requested an opinion from this office with respect to the responsibilities and duties of the Licking County Board of Elections when reviewing a referendum petition. This process is governed by Ohio Revised Code, section 519.12H. In that section, in pertinent part, states as follows. The Board of Elections shall determine the sufficiency and validity of each petition certified to it by the Board of Township Trustees under this section. If the Board of Elections determines that the petition is sufficient and valid, the question shall be voted upon at a special election to be held on the day of the next primary or general election that occurs at least 90 days after the date the petition is filed with the Board of Township Trustees, regardless of whether any election will be held to nominate or elect candidates on that day. Per this section, the Board of Elections is required to review the petition for sufficiency and validity and contains the required number of signatures. Further, the board must follow the procedures set forth in section 3501.38 to determine the validity of signatures on the petition in question. If the board determines the petition is valid, the petition is then placed on the ballot at the next primary or general election. There is no requirement to return the petition to the township for the passage of a second resolution for the petition to be placed on the ballot. And that is the end of the memorandum from Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Carolyn Carnes to this board. So from there, on July 7th, we received communication from Mr. Stephen Kuckler, and he asked that this communication be forwarded to this board, and I believe all 4 board members did receive this communication. And then on July 8th, we also received communication from Mr. J. Corey Colombo. Corey Colombo had also asked that this correspondence was given to the board. I believe 4 board members also did receive this communication and was able to review that ahead of today's meeting.
All that's in your packets. Also, copies are up there on the table if anybody wants a copy.
So I have read what the The board's motion was at the last meeting, but just to review why they had made the motion they did, just to review, this petition had a signature requirement of 294 signatures. The number of signatures filed to the township trustees and then to this office, Board of Elections, was 604. Our staff was able to verify the validity and sufficiency of 576 of those signatures, leaving 28 invalid, which more than allowed for the minimum number of signatures required for this zoning referendum as far as the Board of Elections is concerned.
Okay, at this time, is there something else,
That is all for.
Brian?
I think the next thing we need to do is to certify it to the ballot.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right, that's what I was gonna do.
Seeing as we found the sufficiency of the petition and adequate number of signatures provided, I move we certify this petition to the ballot for the November election.
Thank you, Richard. Did you have a second? Melissa, second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Freddie Latella,
Yes?
Melinda. Yes. Dave.
Yes.
And Richard.
Yes.
So at this point in time, the referendum is going on the ballot until something else happens.
Unless something else.
Okay. New business.
Do we have any proposals from folks out in the public that would like to speak on this matter?
Sure, Steve Cuckler on behalf of Chuck Hagy, longtime farmer, resident in the township, and Pulte Homes. We understand the process, what you're going through. We'll give you notice now to file a protest under Ohio law. And we intend to subpoena many people to have witnesses for that. So it's just a matter of scheduling that. I know it's a lot of a lot of stuff to schedule and so forth, but it is our intention, and therefore notice to protest this and have a hearing and hear all the facts and evidence.
Very good. Very good.
And so really,
Is there anybody else?
is there anybody else want to comment?
Yeah, since Mr. Cuckler introduced himself, my name is Corey Colombo, and I submitted the letter yesterday. I appreciate you certifying it today. Obviously, it's a pretty minimal process. There's only so much to do during the certification process. I'm here with Mark Evans today, who is one of the circulators. We will plan to be a part of the protest hearing. We also have at least a couple individuals to subpoena, and would be happy to work around the board schedule on when that hearing will take place. So it's a pleasure to see all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
In preparation, is there any other comments from the public in preparation of this hearing? Oh, you did have a.
No,
Oh,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
just waiting.
In preparation of this meeting, we felt it prudent to ask our legal counsel if there is a hearing requested, should we do that? And she strongly recommended that we grant a hearing and start that process. So I think we should have a motion to grant the hearing. You guys.
So we've had comments from the board members by email, and it seems to me that August 6th seems to be a date that works for all of us. It's a Friday, so I would recommend August 6th. We'll have to determine a time a little later in the meeting, but I move for the hearing date to be scheduled for August 6th.
So just point of clarification, when we say we have emails going back and forth to each other, it's not about the issue, it's about the date and when we want to do this. So nobody's talking about this in an email. Okay, so I want to make sure everybody understands that. So we have a motion to have a protest hearing on the referendum on August the 6th at 9 o'clock.
Well, I think we may wanna schedule our meeting
First.
first and then an hour later schedule
Maybe 10
the
o'clock.
hearing.
Yeah, I think I think right now the motion is just August sixth, and before this meeting's over, we will clarify
All right.
what time that meeting is.
I'll second that motion.
Second. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Any discussion, question?
I mean, part of the reason we're looking at August sixth is then we can also certify the candidates on that day. And so what Luke and I are proposing to the board is try to have our certification meeting of candidates and local options on the morning of August sixth, either 9 or 10 o'clock, and then an hour later start the hearing process. And so that's sort of what I guess you want to put in your in minds of, do you want to start at 9 or do you want to start at 10, and then an hour later start the hearing.
We'll have to see what facilities are available to us too.
Well, because of today's meeting and my failure of getting a larger room, we have the basement set up or reserved all day, so 8 to 4:30 for the hearing. Because of hearing and the quasi judicial part of it, there will be a court reporter there and taking those things. Another thing that is recommended and that we will speak to, the petitioners and the protesters, we will hold a preliminary hearing just to talk about, how this hearing is going to go forward, how many witnesses are you going to bring, and that sort of thing.
How much time each witness can have? So.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I have a motion in a second. Again, is there any other discussion on this? If none, call roll, please.
Freddie?
Yes.
Melinda?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
So the hearing's set for August the 6th, which is a Friday. And we want to talk about the time now?
We might as well. Look at our calendars. Does anybody have any time conflicts? I don't on that date.
No, I've blocked my schedule for it too, not knowing how much time this would take. So I think
I just have
So you want to start more like 10 o'clock?
I'm good. I mean, he has to be somewhere at 8, so
Okay.
should I, nine, should
it's fine.
have a regular meeting at 9.
That's what I would encourage, is 9 and then 10 o'clock,
The protest hearing.
protest hearing.
Do you need a motion on
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean,
Are
if
you
you
sure?
do,
If you're
if
sure,
you do,
Wanna make a
we
motion?
can, I mean,
No, I'm fine.
Brian, did we want to mention anything else about the preliminary, or its dates or anything like that at this time?
yeah, right now, we're looking to confer with you guys, but we're thinking the 15th to do a preliminary, that then gives you ample time to get your witnesses, at least that's what we thought, but, and the preliminary is something with Luke, myself, Carolyn, our legal counsel, with the legal counsel of petitioners and
Can we do that here, Rob?
we do that here, unless you guys would prefer to do a conference call or Zoom or something like that, it's really what,
Corey and I went to law school together.
so.
We get along, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Give us an excuse to get together.
That's right.
Well, that's good news.
All right, so after this meeting, let's chat and see a good time for that, or if that date doesn't work, what do we go to? But the important meeting is August 6th with the protest hearing and all that. So
I just should mention too, I've known Susie for about 40 years. She used to babysit me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like a little
that's
family
true.
reunion.
That's true.
So,
Might even been longer
Why
than
not?
40 years.
Yeah. So it's always great to see her at the board meetings. But yeah, we appreciate this kind of communication, and your board's always been known for that.
Thanks.
really easy to work with. I know Mr. Cochran feels the same way. So
I guess we should introduce Susie too. She came a little. Susie's our
Hi.
Secretary of State liaison.
So nice to see everyone.
Okay.
If I may, I'll talk about the OEAO. That's just our association. The big topic, election reform, is going around the country everywhere. Ohio's bill is 294. It is not going to be passed anytime soon. The legislature is going to go on a good break, and then we'll see how they do in the fall. Senate Bill 80 did pass, and that deals with Supreme Court judges and appellate court judges having an R&D behind their names. So that's something we're watching. And then also, since our last meeting, the House removed State Rep Larry Householder and replaced him with Kevin Miller, who is from Licking County and served in Ohio Highway Patrol. So that is all.
Is there a
Mr. Chairman?
reason why they didn't extend designation of judicial candidates to county courts?
I think the term would be called baby steps. And so I think I'm not sure, but I bet it may come up in the future after a few years.
That's good. All right. So the next meeting is going to be, it's going to be the August 6th, Friday, August 6th. Wednesday, August 4th is the filing deadline. Monday, August 16th, the Board of Election must certify non-partisan candidates. So are we doing that?
No, well, I really put it in there so that you guys could say, hey, the 6 works. We would have had to have our meeting
Before,
you know, if you wanted to do the twofer where you're doing the certification, you had to basically do it between the 4th and the 16th.
all right. So the 6th is going to work.
Yep.
And then Monday, August 23rd, the write-in candidates deadline for nonpartisan candidates. Is there any board member comments before we adjourn? Any other discussions?
No.
Luke, Brian, Susie?
No.
All right. I entertain a motion to adjourn. I know we don't normally do this, but I'm going to. All right. Dave,
Second.
Richard, second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
There you go.
thank you very much.
How are you?
Nice meeting, Chairman.
Yes, great to see you.
Got a little experience at this.
It was a little more smooth than the Petna
Hey, Brian,
meeting.
you're
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, you guys, not for you. Anyway, if you are allowed not.
Well,
He's my neighbor, I can say that. Huh?
Mr. Hills.
Okay. Sounds good, Jimbo.
Thank you much.
I need Pulte. Do that today.
Very good. Very good.
A is the room in the basement, just so you know. That's where we'll hold it next time.
Everybody needs
It gives us ample room.
Okay.
Now August 20th.
All right.
I don't see they're gonna be in the city.